direct action is an absolutely crucial, peaceful, non-violent tool in struggles throughout history. It was used against the apartheid South African state. It has been used against conflicts across the world. It is despicable that this form of protest has effectively been banned in this country. And it is for this reason that we as Jews, some Holocaust survivors amongst us, many of us descendants of Holocaust survivors, are standing opposite Keir Starmer's office today and saying this is unacceptable, not in our name. It was not coincidence that Nelson Mandela, who Keir Starmer pathetically claims to be his political hero, emerged from 27 years in apartheid prisons to pronounce that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. And that is the message that we are taking to Keir Starmer today.
Human beings who make deals with evil forces in order to gain wealth and power are essentially selling their souls, or what you might call their humanity, their empathy, their compassion, to an evil entity. Starmer, Lammy and Yvette Cooper have sold their souls. They've sold their souls to Mephistopheles, which in this case is the UK arms industry, US multinational BlackRock and the Israel lobby. Yes. The proscription of Palestine Action is an evil act done by an evil person who has made a deal with pure evil at the behest of an evil ideology. It must not be allowed to stand.
When I was 13, my grandmother took me to Israel for the first time. I was told that these are my people. I was there for the bar mitzvah of my godfather's grandson. My godfather was the chief rabbi. I was there as one of the descendants of a number of British chief rabbis. I like to think that my forebears made a difference to Judaism and to Jews. The same cannot be said for most of today's so-called leaders of our faith or the representatives of our so-called country. But worse than this, to me, is the gut punch that comes from knowing that our representatives here, who can see in plain sight, arguably not the case in Israel, the horrors being perpetrated in Gaza, the appalling displacement of people in the West Bank, the appalling displacement of people in Gaza, the genocide, the apartheid, and the occupation. Not in spite of the fact that we're Jews, but because we are Jews, we must continue to stand up to this with every cell of our being.
And I just want to say that in recent months we've had the spectacle of Starmer and Lammy and others finding weasel words to express their horror at what is going on in Gaza, all the time fostering, feeding the war machine in Gaza, and not for 1 minute stepping out and doing anything about it. The contempt we feel for them is something I find difficult to sum up, but perhaps the words of the satirical poet Sagittarius writing in the 1930s in the New Statesman about appeasement then will help. Above suspicion and above the fight, above suspicion and beneath contempt.
We can't deliver it.
Jenny, you have to go round.
Oh, here we are. Can we go to
Into here, we don't hand any letters in, I'm afraid. Yeah, so it has to go through a check before it even gets in there, I'm afraid.
And we're here to say proscribe genocide and not protest. That is what our letter is really about, because it seems like the world has been turned on its head and good is bad and bad is good.
Marching for Palestine is not anti-Semitic and it's not terrorist. And we need the government to put huge pressure on Trump to actually stop the wars.
Our government needs to act. We need more than words. We need more than him saying it's intolerable. We need him to act. We need our government to act. And we need them to stop arming Israel and to put pressure on an end to this genocide.